Approaching 60. I seem to fart more. Let's get that bit of unpleasant business right out of the way up front and center, shall we? Done with. Okay? And maybe that's where the term old fart came from. I don't know. There may be some truth to that, but there is some truth to this. I can tell you that while I'm approaching 60, I'm not as flexible as I used to be. I mean joints and muscles, especially the hips. The aches and pains seem to increase. I don't want this to sound like a bunch of whining and complaining. I'm just laying out some observations. I'm not saying that you start dwelling on the end. At least I don't. But you do start thinking about the next phase, the retirement years. You start the countdown. It used to be a long way off, so distant that you didn't recognize what that little speck out on the horizon was. But then, the next thing you know, you're within a 10-year window, and you think to yourself, that was a long, long road, so how did I get here so quickly? No, I wouldn't say I'm dwelling on the end, but the death of a parent and all the aunts and uncles as they leave one by one, and with the passing of each one, you are a step closer to being the older generation. That phase is somewhat expected, the parents and aunts and uncles, but when friends your own age or just a few years older start passing, it brings a tightness to your throat, a tear to your eye, a pause of silence. Damn, they never got to retire. They never got to know any leisure beyond a 2 or 3 week vacation. They never got to see places they wanted to see, or do things they never found the time to do, or see the grandkids grow. And that's why I want to tell you about this drum set. You see, as I was approaching 60, I had guitars, I had a banjo, but I never had a drum set with bronze cymbals and chrome hardware. Boom, boom, bang, bang, rat-a-tat-tat, psh. And as I'm approaching 60, there are certain decisions I make after I deliberate and weigh things out, and I end up with the answer being, why not? Yeah, why not? A drum set, why not? So on a whim, I look around and I find a drum set that's 2 years old. And as the story goes, the parents bought their son this drum set 2 years ago when he was 16, and the guys he was in a band with were 2 years older than he was. So they hit 18 and off to college they go, and pfft, goes the band. And now he's 18 and off to college goes the kid, and the parents say, please, we just want more space. You can have it all for $400 cash. Wow, really? This is like $900 worth of drum set here, so yeah, why not? So look, all I'm saying is do what you need to do. Go where you need to go. See what you need to see. I'm not telling you all to go out and buy a drum set. I'm not saying it's a cure to anything or that it holds any magical powers. And sometimes I sit behind it and say to myself, are you nuts? But I'm having fun. I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. I'm learning something I've always wanted to learn. And if you're waiting to get to heaven and think it's all going to happen there, do your thing. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. But I can tell you that in the here and now, there are parents out there saying, please, we just want the space. Put this in the back of your truck and go. Have fun. Knock yourself out. And as I'm approaching 60, yeah, maybe I fart more. But as long as you keep your distance and I fart in time with the music, maybe no one will notice.